I'm officially entering my cozy girl fall era. I love to celebrate the season, celebrate the spooky and fall season by watching things that just give fall, that give magic and romance. So we have to talk about all of the TV shows and movies that I watch every year that give me the best vibes. All of them you should watch if you just want everything that I just said. Let's do this. I love that it's fall. It's now fall. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kat. I love fantasy and I also really love romance, and I'm basically just a giant fangirl. I love to binge watch anything that falls into those two categories. And since the theme of this video is cozy girl fall, I feel like the best place to start is with the discovery of witches. The production value on this book adaptation, it's good. I'm impressed. Female main character in this, Diana, she is a witch and she comes from a long line of witches, but that doesn't exactly mean that she is very good at magic. She's not in touch, in tune with her magic. She doesn't use a lot. So she's like, all right, that's fine. I don't need it. I can just be a historian because I love history and I'm just going to make a life out of that without powers. I'm good. So she's studying at Oxford, she's writing this paper, and she requests this book that's called Ashmore 782. When she receives the book, immediately she's like, something's up. Something is not right with this book. It's magical. She then touches the book, which she should know better, but she does it anyways, and that kind of alerts all the magical beings around her to its existence, because this book has been missing for decades. It's been missing for a really long time. So not only are the witches aware that she has basically summoned this book, but so are the vampires and the demons. I'm like not even kidding, it's a whole thing. And that's how she meets our love interest in this, Matthew. He is a very, 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 very old vampire, and he has a very special interest in this book, but he then meets Diana, and then sparks are flying, hearts are pounding, not his, hers, but love is in the air, and they basically have to sort that out. This is me trying not to spoil anything. I've only read the first one. They have adapted the first 3 books, and I think they're going to cap it at that because it was originally just a trilogy. It's only now that the authors extended the series. I've seen the first 2 seasons and I'm working my way through the 3rd, but I love the chemistry between these two. The aesthetics are everything because it's giving dark academia. I like how they portrayed all the supernatural beings in the series. It's giving like low-key fantasy. It's giving urban fantasy, which I love, and I feel like there's not enough of. So I feel like if you dig any of the when do I use the word dig? But now. So if you liked any of the things that I mentioned, I highly recommend. Because like these two, I ship them so hard. Then I mean, I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about this next show, which is Gilmore Girls. I love this series. It holds such a special place in my heart because I am Rory Gilmore without the brains. Make Rory about art instead of like, doesn't she want to be a journalist? That's me. And that's my mom. And I just really love this series because it just gives us so much. I mean, I kind of already said it. It follows a mother and daughter duo, Rory and Lorelai. Lorelai's the mom, Rory's the daughter, as they navigate life in this small town of Stars Hollow, which is in Connecticut. We get to see their dynamic at play, which is so great. They talk really fast and they're very funny. We learn all about Lorelai and her past with her parents, which is strained. There's tons of romance and the town shenanigans. It gets better as the series continues too. So if you have tried this show, I definitely say give it half a season because like the first season's kind of like finding their footing, but like I'm hooked. I actually used to feel frustrated by some of the decisions that the characters were making, but as I continue to rewatch the show, which I do once a year, I find that it's so realistic. It's messy. And I feel like that's what life is when you're figuring out how to do it, how to love and who to let into your space and who's good for you. What path do you want to follow? And all while trying to be your best authentic self. Plus more shenanigans. I'm not saying it's flawless. I'm saying that it's honest and it's real with a dose of just lovely, wholesome vibes. And also, if you have watched the show and you have picked a team, let me know what team you're on. I will tell you that I am Team Jess. I have always been Team Jess, and I can dive into that in the comments. I won't spoil anything here, but Team Jess. Now, we can't talk about Halloween without talking about Halloween Town. I'm talking 1 and 2 because those are it for me. The first one traumatized me slightly, but like I'll still watch it every year. The main character in this, Marnie, she's like 13 years old or something, and she loves magic. She loves all things magical. Her mom, on the other hand, is like, no, get your head out of the clouds, Marnie. Live in the real world where magic does not exist. Safe to say Marnie and her mom don't exactly get along. But when her grandmother comes to visit on Halloween, she's like, yes, she's my people. She understands. She loves magic too. So Marnie, in this very defiant moment, she gets on a bus and she follows her grandma home on Halloween. That's just asking to be grounded, in my opinion, but like she does it. And then something magical happens. She is whisked away to Halloween Town, which is a place that her grandmother lives because her grandmother's a witch, thus making Marnie a witch. So her mom was lying to her. Mom was lying to her the whole time. Of course, there's a problem in Halloween Town that only Marnie and the witches there's like a name. I can't remember. Oh no, what is it? The Cromwell witches. There's a problem only the Cromwell witches can solve. It's a pretty good name. And then the second one also follows all the same characters. They're back for the sequel, but this time it takes place both in our world and Halloween Town. And Marnie's got to team up with Grandma and solve another problem. But also the main character in this and Marnie, those actors are in love. They're together. They met on the set of this movie and they're together. Like how sweet is that? I love love. Just classic Disney Channel adorableness. It's got that like Disney Channel budget too, which I mean, I don't know if that doesn't give candy corn vibes, like then what else does? Now, this movie, how do you put it into words how perfect it is? I have not read the book because when I watched this when I was far too young. I should have been very scared, but I wasn't because I think I just felt the vibes and said, these are my vibes. I'm good with this. So I can very much say that Practical Magic the movie, as someone who has just watched the movie, I love this. I live for this. It is the best thing to watch this fall. One of the best things. All of these are the best things to watch, but this, you must watch this. These are about two young sisters, Sally and Jillian, who were orphaned because of a family curse. Basically, long ago, a witch got her heart broken, and then in order to protect future witches in her line, she creates a curse. Maybe not the best decision, but it came from a good place, a broken-hearted place, but a good place. So Sally and Jillian go to live with their two aunts in this. I don't know why I say aunts. Aunts? Is it tomato? They go to live with them in this small town where people think that they're witches, but they also don't believe in magic. But overall, it's not a very pleasant experience for them, except for when they're at home with their aunts, because their aunts are the best. You get to see this really great sisterly bond. You get to see how, even though they're so opposite, like they're total opposites, their love is just so pure, and how they look and how they experience love is shown in this movie. You get really funny family dynamics. You get magic. Like there's some serious magic happening in this. The soundtrack is good. The love is even better. And the fashion. I want to be Sally Owens. Like Sandra Bullock is bringing it 100%. I heard that they're doing a sequel. I don't know how I feel about it. Part of me is like, yes. And then part of me is like, do we need it? Do we need it? Will I watch it too? I probably will. Who am I kidding? I'll watch it. Will I? Let me see a trailer first. Now these next two, Paranorman and Coraline, these are the best movies. Justice for Paranorman too. More people need to see that movie. That one follows Norman, who has the ability to see ghosts, and no one believes him except for his new best friend, but they're about to believe a heck of a lot more because there's a curse that's happening that Norman is gonna be crucial. He's a key part to solving it, cracking it, ending it. He's gonna save some people because the hours that go into these movies and like the attention to detail, they're so unique, and I just feel like perfect for fall. I feel very passionate about this. I love these movies so much. And then of course there's Coraline, which is a book, but I haven't read it because I saw the movie first and now it's on my TBR. But Coraline, her and her family just moved to this new house, and I feel like her parents aren't giving her a lot of attention, and she's kind of bored and miserable at this place. And then she stumbles upon a door that allows her to travel to a parallel universe. It's exactly the same, but she finds that it's better there. It's more magical until she starts to get some vibes where she's like, I don't think I should be here. I don't think this is safe. And that's where things really start happening. You should watch it. So good. I'm going to watch it tonight, actually. I feel like Nora Ephron Fall is a thing, and I'm a participant because I love to watch When Harry Met Sally. Basically, the moment the leaves start to change. I just watched it, and it still hits. When Harry Met Sally follows Harry and Sally. I feel like it's Sally's roommate or Sally's friend who hooks up Harry with a spot in her car as they road trip from the school that they just graduated from to the big city, New York City. It is very clear this entire trip that they are complete opposites. They don't agree on anything. In fact, Harry believes that men and women cannot be friends because there will always be attraction between them. Sally's like, I could not be less attracted to you. You are not my type. She's like, it's gonna be a no for me. They part ways, but that is not the end of their journey because life keeps tossing them back together until they decide to be friends. Which, I mean, if you like Friends to Lovers, this is iconic Friends to Lovers. I don't think that this is a very uplifting film, but the vibes are so great and it's so funny and it's so honest and it shows a pretty accurate description of what dating can be like. I've heard conversations that these characters have had with other characters in my real life and I was like, Nora, like, she nailed it. Like, that's what it's like sometimes. But it is nice and romantic too. I also really love to watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, as close to Halloween as possible. I just like to set the tone. I like to read Pumpkinheads. I like to watch this movie. And I just like to chill out, appreciate Halloween with these two things. If you haven't seen it, Peanuts is the definition of classic. It follows the whole Peanuts gang as they experience Halloween, and especially Linus, who believes in the Great Pumpkin. Bless that boy. He deserves all the happiness in the world. I'm a Linus fan. It's short and sweet. It's funny. It's a classic. Yes, always yes to this. I feel like I saved the very best for last, and that is Hocus Pocus. I watched this when I was very young. Terrified me. I was like, what? How do I sleep? How do I sleep at night? Well, now. But this is not a spooky movie. But honestly, I feel like this is the perfect family Halloween movie. Follows the main character, Max, who just moved with his whole family to Salem, Massachusetts from Hollywood. If you know, you know. Max doesn't believe, first of all, in history, apparently, but he doesn't believe in witches or magic. So when everyone's in the Halloween mood, Max is very anti-establishment. But that doesn't stop his parents from making him take his little sister out trick-or-treating. And while they're trick-or-treating, they run into Max's crush, Allison, who has the best cardigan in the whole world. I love this cardigan. I'm putting a picture here. I hope I can find a good one because, like, just this whole aesthetic is great. So I guess in a way to impress Allison, he suggests that they go to the Sanderson sisters' house, and they were executed many moons ago for being witches. But of course, Max doesn't believe, so he's not scared. His sister is like, we learned about them in school. This is not a good idea. Allison's like, okay, fine. So they go. And while they're there, Max decides to be a little punk, and he lights the black flame candle. That's the whole thing. If you watch the movie, you'll know. You don't light the black flame candle. You don't do it. It's a perfect film. It's hilarious. It's got the right amount of magic. It's got awesome costumes. It plays like 120 times all Halloween season on any Disney-owned channel, and I watch it about that much with no regrets. So those are all of the things that I love to watch when I'm really in like a cozy girl fall mood. They always deliver. I think they're also great. And if you have seen any of these, let me know which ones are your favorites. Also, let me know what you love to watch during spooky season, during the fall season. I do also have my fall TBR and book rec videos up. I will put those at the end of the video, and the links to my book club, which we are reading. Oh, what's the title? It's gone from my brain. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. You can find the links where links live. It's in the description. It's tagged in all of my socials. If you are interested in joining, the discussion posts open October 1st, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, book lovers.